Your morning blitz begins now.
Get that chance. Go play for a national championship. We're going to swing as hard as we possibly can. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
On the Blitz.
Everybody on their feet here in Cincinnati and a worldwide television audience watching here at Riverfront Stadium. 2-1 pitch from Schaub into left center. There it is. Rose has a good stop. That's number 4,192. For Pete Rose, this certainly his crowning achievement. And for baseball, a game that grows from its past and finds warmth in statistics, this is one of the all-time great moments.
Yeah.
Get you right in the chest.
Yep.
My husband, that was the absolute significant part of his childhood, was the Big Red Machine, Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, all, it's just absolutely so meaningful to a group of adults.
Yep.
I mean, everybody loves Pete Rose, but to a certain number of adult boys who just idolize the Big Red Machine and Pete Rose. And what a sad day that he has passed away.
I was a kid during the 90 wire-to-wire run.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize Lou Piniella gets all the credit for being the manager of that team that year, but that is Pete Rose's team that Pete Rose put together.
Yep.
He was like player manager at one point too.
That was right. That team came about right before the gambling ban and the lifelong ban took effect. But that was Pete's team that Pete put together.
Pete Rose passed away yesterday at the age of 83.
Correct.
I mean, golly, end of an era.
I went to the All-Star game when the Reds hosted the All-Star game. I believe this would have been 2014 or 2015 when they were there. I still have the video of Pete coming back on the field for the first time because we went to all the festivities in Cincinnati, and I took Lauren with me. And she's like, "You're crying." I'm like, "Yep," because this is the thing I never thought I would see in my lifetime. Why? And I mean, the video, I gotta find it, but the video of Pete coming back on the field that is the first time since 1989 that Pete Rose walked across a professional baseball field, let alone in Cincinnati, to be out there. And it was impressive. I never thought I would see it before, but it was incredible.
He's been doing these autograph sessions over the past years. I don't know how many years, but he was just at one this past weekend.
Nashville.
So it's not like he was, sort of flailing in bed at home under some, it seems like it was fairly sudden.
This is my final thought later in the day. I have a ton of stuff to say, so I won't bog everybody down with this now. But I will say this. The one thing about Pete, and I heard someone else, I think it might have been Tim Kirchin from ESPN said it, there's two sides of that coin. There's the people that love Pete for what he did on the field, but Pete also had it's wrong for me to speak ill of the dead, but Pete sometimes had a hard time getting out of his own way. And that was, I think, part of the problem, too. Even a couple of years ago, because if you remember a few years ago, he was doing commentary for Fox. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. But more gambling stuff came up. And it was like, "Pete, you still gambling?" "Nope." "What are these receipts from last weekend?" He couldn't. And then there was the issue of the underage girl.
Yeah.
And his response to that was, "Well, that was the legal age of consent at the time." And it was like, "Pete, that doesn't make it better." It's just, one of those, he just had a hard time sometimes getting out of his own way.
I think there's an era of human being like Pete Rose, Marge Schott. They just are who they are, and they're unapologetic about it. They're not trying to hide anything. They're just doing what they want and sort of letting the chips fall where they may, I guess.
Yeah, very, very much so. But the thing now, though, it's weird, is baseball's cardinal sin for 100 years was gambling. But the argument has been, and a very fair point over the last couple of years, DraftKings, BetMGM, sports gambling is now a legal thing, so it's really hard.
But not as a player, right?
Not as a player. You still have issues with the player, and that's where the gray area comes in. But all those sports are making a metric-ish ton of money off sports gambling, because now that's become the norm. Back in the day, not so much. Gambling was right up there with alcoholism. It was one of the cardinal, sins. But you forgave alcoholism. You forgave, domestic violence. You forgave all these things. But if you were gambling, oh no, that was like the thing to not do, and for whatever reason.
Well, it's sort of like the, how everything progresses. Not that long ago, Jim Tressel lost his job over trading gold pants for tattoos,
exactly.
And now we have NIL.
And you see a lot. Reggie Bush is suing for NIL, and got his Heisman back and all this other stuff. It's just, it'll be interesting to see where this all goes at some point in time. Nonetheless, but sad day in the Natty for sure.
Yeah.
All right, now that we brought the room down.
Well, now everybody knew it happened.
I got it. That's huge.
Just remembering him.
Wait, I got a whole ball of negativity I haven't even opened up yet about yesterday, so we got plenty of time. We got 4 hours for that.
We forgot to open the show with Bunny or Rabbit. Mike Funk texted and reminded us of that. It is the first of the month, so before you say anything today, say either Rabbit or Bunny. I don't know which one.
It's Rabbit, but Mike messed up.
Rabbit.
He said good morning to all first, and then said Rabbit.
Mike,
so he messed up.
Oh my gosh!
Why do you say that? I don't know.
It's for good luck, I think, or something.
I've
it's
never
just a little
done it.
Funny superstition.
Well, that would have been helpful before yesterday. Let me tell you.
You're supposed to. It's got to be on the first of the month, so you would have needed. You needed to do it back on September 1st, and you have to do it as soon as you wake up. It's got to be the first thing out of your mouth.
Nah,
and it's like
that wasn't the first thing out of the words out of my mouth this morning. I kid you not. When the alarm went off, F me.
Okay, what if you say just Rabbit? Because I only thought it was 2. I've missed the third one, and it really explains why I haven't had good luck.
Wait,
can I just go with Beetlejuice?
Isn't
hope
it
for the best?
Rabbit, bunnies, or something?
No, it's Rabbit. You're right. I looked it up.
All right. Yeah, Lewis, we're going to talk about something coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. Lewis has been invaded. Lewis's life has been invaded.
Banner 24 hours, let me tell you.
Invaded?
Yes.
By, rodents?
I don't even.
Or
probably.
Hackers, Kelly.
Hackers?
Russian hackers.
Bad.
Oh, boy.
They got
Russian hackers. We'll get into that, but what's your Morning Blitz trivia?
All right, $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Just be the first one to text.
Can I win? I might need that.
Did you post a nude on social media accidentally and then say it was Russian hackers?
No, but that would be
awesome.
Is
that what happened?
No,
but that would be awesome.
He posted the nude on purpose after he got hacked.
Exactly.
That's what happened. No.
From the bathroom across the hall.
All right.
Somebody's going to want to see this.
The question is this. What rock band just got banned on 2 radio stations in Las Vegas? This rock band was just banned from 2 radio stations in Las Vegas. Tell us the band. We'll give you $25 to waterbeds and stuff.
Traffic Blitz.
All right, guys, let's see here. We have an earlier accident on the southeast outer belt does look to be cleaned up. So great news. No problems on the roadways right now. North outer belt looking good from Dublin through Worthington into Westerville. Traffic sponsored by Wendy's. Wendy's bacon or sausage breakfast burrito is everything you want, all rolled up into a warm tortilla. If it's a full-blown breakfast, it's got to be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's. That's traffic from the Scott Smith Traffic Center. Get Scott Smith, get justice. Hurt614.com.
We hear a lot from our patients.
Incubus on the Morning Blitz 624. Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis. I'm going to do it one time because someone asked me to. Hawk Tuesday. There you go.
Oh.
Somebody on the text wall asked me to.
I thought you were going to say National Taco Tuesday.
It is that too. But Chad said, Lewis, tell us what day it is. It's pretty good. That's the first time in 4 weeks. I think you said you'd give me one, right?
You can do it every day if you want.
No, because you hate it.
I do hate it.
I'm not going to do something you hate knowing you hate it.
But I'm kind of over it also. It's like whatever now. If you want to do that and embarrass yourself with something that was popular 2 months ago, then go ahead. That's not on me.
It wasn't for me. It was for Chad.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me, honestly. I did in the beginning. Now I'm like, whatever.
But I suppose if you're me, there are far worse things you do that embarrass yourself than Hawk Tuesday.
Is there?
If you're him.
If you're me.
Yeah.
We're talking about me.
Okay. I mean, it's like now somebody saying, "You go, girl." I mean, yeah, I was popular 20 years ago.
You go, girl.
Like, when you say that, you just sound really old now. Same thing with that.
Far out, dude.
Totally.
You're far out. Groovy, man.
All right. Morning
That's a
Blitz.
rad discussion.
Totally tubular. Morning Blitz trivia. Question was, what rock band was just banned at 2 radio stations in Las Vegas? And this person likes to speak a lot.
Wake me up when September.
But now somebody needs to wake Billy Joe Armstrong up because September ended.
It's over, right?
Yeah, it was Green Day. They were banned at 2 Vegas radio stations. So at a recent show in San Francisco, Billy Joe made a comment. He's an Oakland Athletics fan.
He's a native of Oakland.
Yeah, he's a fan of the A's who played their last game, and now they're moving to Vegas just like the Raiders did. And he said during the show, he said on stage, he says, "We don't take ish from people like effing A's owner John Fisher. I hate Las Vegas. It's the worst S-hole in America." One radio host in Vegas said, maybe Billy Joe should take a look at the city and the people involved in that transaction rather than talking smack about the city of Las Vegas, because Las Vegas, the city itself, is not responsible for the move. By the way, I just want to say, Billy, have you taken a look at Oakland? When you want to talk about an S-hole, why do you think everybody's leaving?
All right. Do we have an inability to read anything with any kind of nuance? This man is a huge Oakland A's fan. He's really upset. Like, he's just geared up to a level 10 and being upset, like a lot of Oakland A's fans are. They're moving to Vegas. So, of course, you're going to crap on Vegas. That's just, you can't read into that. There's some nuance here. He doesn't hate the people of Las Vegas. He probably doesn't hate the city. I mean, it's just like Browns fans when they freaking moved to Baltimore.
Well,
but I didn't call Baltimore the worst S-hole in
You
America.
didn't? Oh, I bet we could find about 1,000 people who called it the worst S-hole in America when the Browns moved there.
I remember them calling their owner the worst a-hole in America.
For sure. Well, that's because Modell moved that team like a thief in the night.
Yeah.
No, Kelly's right about this because they. I don't remember if it was the manager or the owner that gave a speech to the people of Oakland during the last game, and it landed awfully.
Sure.
Because everybody went, "Dude, you did this for greed." And again, they showed a map of Oakland before where all those teams were. They're all gone now.
Yeah.
Like that whole radius of everything.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he should take a look at the government out there and what they've let Oakland become.
Well, but also because a lot of them didn't want to buy them a new stadium.
Well,
and shell out. And I mean, I know that's the going thing and that's the going norm. But I mean, again, look at what the Chargers did to San.
Would you want to build a new house in Oakland?
But look at San Diego. San Diego, far more superior city than Oakland.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's nice
okay,
there.
But look what you did to the Chargers fans. You moved them to L.A., couldn't sell out a soccer stadium, and still can't sell out Charger games to save your life because you pissed off an entire fan base.
Well, they're not fans in L.A. of the Chargers. I don't know what they were thinking. It was a money grab. The NFL.
It was a money grab.
Yeah.
That was a money grab.
And
that's what all this stuff is.
They wanted 2 teams in L.A.
And
market 2, it had no NFL team.
There's talk now of, in Cincinnati. Well, we got to update Paycor Stadium. That's up there again. Like, stop. When is enough going to be enough?
Well, I guess my point is Billy Joe Armstrong is a huge Oakland A's fan. He's really upset. He probably wasn't considering the governments of both cities and how everybody feels, and there's some nice parts. He wasn't thinking that. He's emotional. He spouted off. He's super upset. Whatever. So if you Las Vegas radio stations want to make a big bid out of it and ban his music, then wow, great. Great. It just shows me you have no ability to have nuanced thought about somebody's emotional state.
Well, the problem you have with professional sports is tradition means nothing when it's up against money.
Well, it is a business. They're all businesses. Sure. And, the Raiders, when they were in Oakland, they were worth about $1.5 billion. In Vegas, in the short time they've been there, they're worth $6 billion.
Right.
So the value of that team has quadrupled.
Okay, let me give you another example. When the Crew was going to move to Austin, how many people were talking about how bad Austin sucks? Austin's a great city, but we're emotional about our Columbus Crew.
Absolutely.
So we're all just crapping on the city. It might move. Just not Austin's fault, right? Not the people of Austin's fault, but we're speaking out of emotion.
Right.
That's what Billy Joe Armstrong did. I mean, have some sense, really.
I agree.
All right, well, Danielle from Mount Sterling was the first one to text in Green Day, so Danielle has $25 to go shopping at waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Who's got something first? Maybe.
Hello, I do.
What do you got?
Britney Spears made a bizarre post last evening, then
Shocker.
deleted it, and then reposted it, and then deleted it. But I've got it, so don't worry. In her bizarro British accent that she likes to pull out from time to time, she tells the story of how she lit a fire in her fireplace about 6 months ago, and it blew up in her face. Here you go.
Actually, 6 months ago, something happened that was really, really dangerous. I was in my room, and I turned the fire on, and all of a sudden, it blew up in my face. And it took all my eyelashes off, my eyebrows, and see this baby hair, these baby bangs. It chiseled all my hair. And I thought I was going to have to go to the emergency room and all that kind of, because my face was like on fire. I was like, wait, third degree, second degree burns, like what can happen? Because like really my whole face went in. And but then it hurt to even touch my phone. It hurt to put ice on my face. It hurt anything to just touch it.
Okay, so she basically says there was somebody there, but she couldn't get him awake or something to take her to the emergency room. So she just took 3 Tylenol and went to sleep. And she says she's fine now, the end. So, I don't know.
3 Tylenol got rid of third-degree burns.
I guess. She said she didn't know what she was dealing with, but she was in pain, she said, for 6 or 7 hours. She was in excruciating pain.
The tragedy of Britney Spears continues. That is a 42-year-old woman that needs help.
I just don't understand who's asleep that deeply that you screaming at them to take you to the emergency room doesn't get them up.
That's the drugs.
I don't know, man. Last year she talked about remember how she started that fire in her home gym with candles and the whole thing burned down?
Yeah.
And then it reminds me of Amanda Bynes, who set her little dog on fire accidentally when she was poured gasoline on her neighbor's driveway, and some splashed on her dog, and it lit her dog on fire when she lit the gasoline. I don't know. Yeah, there's
The fact that Kevin Federline has full custody of the kids should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah. So there you go.
What do you got, Thick Rick?
All right, a new game on TikTok. I'm not playing, but I've been having fun watching other people play it. I thought Kelly might know. I had to show it to Kelly because she sees TikTok more than Lewis and I. It's called Scream Chicken. And it's a side-scrolling game, kind of like Mario Brothers, where this chicken's going and he's trying to jump onto things and not fall off and die, and he's trying to avoid obstacles and stuff. But instead of a controller, you just use your voice to make it walk. And let's see, I got a girl here. She's playing the game, so I know you're not seeing the chicken jump, but you'll understand when she makes the loud noises, that makes him jump. When she makes the little noises, that makes him walk. So he jumped. Jumps. And he jumped farther. And so the louder you get, the farther he jumps. And now to make him walk. So these people are making videos, and that's what everybody's having fun with, is just watching people. And that's what I've been cracking up. Like, you thought it was hilarious, right?
Yeah, because it's a camera. Like, you see the people as they're playing.
Right.
It's not just you're seeing the chicken do its thing, but you're also seeing the people on the screen behind the game.
So the stuff he's jumping on is in front of you as you're playing the game, so you can see the game being played and the people behind the game playing.
And
Talk slow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bark, bark, bark. Bark, bark. Ooh, bark. But he fell in the water.
He died. Trying to make him jump far. And I'm just watching these people going, this is great. It's so stupid and so simple, but it's hilarious watching these people play this game.
Good one.
I thought sure you would have seen it.
I haven't seen that as the first time today. It's really fun.
So to get it on your phone, open up TikTok, you press the plus button at the bottom, then hit the filters button and type in Scream Chicken into the search bar in the filters button. And you can get the game and just play it or make videos of yourself playing it, and Kelly and I will laugh at you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Lewis is not entertained.
I don't play games on my phone.
I don't either, but I'm watching people play it.
And the fact that you found time to watch people play games on their phone is amazing to me.
Morning. I just saw it like before we came on. I'm like, this is going to be my thing. I got something. This is it.
Are you mad because I made fun of you for saying Haktua? Is that what the problem is here? Do we need to work that out here before we go on?
No, we're
You can
good.
say whatever you want. I fully applaud you.
No, we're good. We're 100% good.
Okay.
You're allowed to make fun of me for saying Haktua. It's completely good. She's got a podcast, by the way, called Haktua.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
Talk to it, yeah.
Anyway. No, not at all. I just... That's him, not me.
I didn't say anything.
I just saying I didn't play that.
Well, what's your thing there, Lewis?
Well, thanks for asking, Kel. Do you guys know there are multiple different types of dominoes? And I say that based on the dots that are on each domino, right? They all are numbered to a certain.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered why the specific number of the domino was chosen for the Domino's Pizza logo?
I've never wondered about that, but now I am.
Wait a minute. What is it?
Well,
Let me see it.
there's 3 dots on the current Domino's Pizza logo. Do you know why they chose that one?
Why?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Kelly. The domino in the Domino's Pizza logo has the 3 dots representing the company's 3 locations back in 1969 when they first
Well,
formed.
how about that?
Okay, 2 on one side and 1 on the other. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. The red one and the blue 2.
Here's where it takes a swerve. They plan to add a dot for every new store.
They're going to, or they were planning?
They were planning to do that. But they expanded way too fast to keep up because now they have more than 20,000 locations nationwide. So they could not find enough domino dots to.
Right.
So the 3 dots on the Domino's Pizza logo represents the 3 original locations from 1969.
How about that? I did not know that.
They've also changed their pizza formula 3 times over the course of between then and now.
So it could also represent the amount of times they've changed their pizza
that's
recipe.
just convenient, I guess.
One of these days it'll taste good.
Actually, I think it's probably better now than it has been ever. Ever since they went to kind of went head on with Papa John's a few years back, and they've been really pretty good.
There's a standard to live up to.
I will say that somebody gave Domino's my phone number for texting that their order was ready because Saturday I got, this was Papa John. Sorry, never mind. But Papa John started texting me. We've received your order. We'll keep you updated. Then your order's almost ready, making sure everything is chef's kiss. And then our driver has your order and they're heading your way. I'm like, we never ordered a Papa John's. Never showed up.
They really said making sure everything is chef's kiss.
Yeah. Oh, that was Papa John's, though. Sorry, it has nothing to do with the story.
I would punch whoever sent that text in the face just for that phrase alone. You can have your pizza. I don't want it.
But Papa John's, I like all pizzas. All pizzas. I like Domino's. I like Papa John's. I like Donato's.
Except for that garbage school pizza.
Why don't you like Domino's?
Domino's is actually yes, you were right, Lewis. What they have now is better than anything in the past. I like hometown pizza.
Hometown?
Yeah, like Tommy's and.
Oh, I thought there was a brand I hadn't tried.
You're local. I always look for a local.
Yeah,
but
the chains are just. Ugh.
I will say in today's economic times, and I know we're up against it, so I'll leave it with this. In today's economic times, Domino's does get you the best bang for your buck.
Well,
straight up.
Do they still have the $5 hot and ready over at Little Caesars?
Yeah, but you can't reheat that. Domino's is at least reheatable. Little Caesars, I'm sorry, Little Caesars, no offense. You got to eat yours on the first go around because if you reheat it, it's garbage.
Because I have gotten one of those. I'm like, for $5, man, it's hard to beat.
And it's now $7,
and you don't even have to wait. It's ready.
Inflation hit. It's like 6 or 7.
Okay, that's still. You walk in, it's ready. You pay $6, and you're out. And you got a fresh hot pizza.
Is it chef's kiss?
Oh, you did it again. That's my Haktua. Shine down on the Morning Blitz, 6:53. Thick, Kelly, Lewis, good morning. What are we looking at weather-wise today? Because I got to tell you, it was nice to drive with no freaking moisture.
Yeah.
No precipitation at all. That was good. Felt good. Anyway, we'll see some fog this morning and then scattered rain, 78 for the high today. So not horrible, but tell me about monkeys.
Yeah, rain's supposed to start at 2. All right. This is just me being 12 years old again. WGN, that's Chicago. WGN, right?
Yeah,
Chicago. Big news station in Chicago, right? I mean,
home of your Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, but I mean, they're on like WGN was on all the cable networks even. Like you could see it all over the country. And so these news anchors are talking about this specific kind of monkey, and I guess they turned into 12-year-olds as well.
All right, we got a nature story, Paul, at number 2. You're a big nature guy. Let's talk about the elusive titty monkeys.
Oh, all right.
You won't find titties here in the States unless you're at the zoo.
Huh.
In fact, you can find Bolivian gray titties right here at Lincoln Park Zoo.
Really, Lincoln Park? They've got the great titties there.
Is that how that's pronounced?
Well, in a lot of places it's TT, but here in the greatest country on earth, we're going to call them titties. If you want to see the titties in the wild, you'll have to travel to a tropical rain.
Where do I have to go to see these?
This is WG in Chicago.
You don't have to go very far to see those. I saw more of them than I ever thought I would see at Sonic last May.
Oh, they let monkeys in?
All shapes and all sizes.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Dock workers at ports from Maine to Texas are officially on strike after the clock struck midnight with no new labor deal. 36 East and Gulf Coast ports are shut down as 45,000 union workers walked off the job after talks stalled between the International Longshoremen's Association and the United States Maritime Alliance. This strike is the first at these ports since 1977 and has the potential to cost the economy up to $5 billion a day, upend holiday shopping, and gravely impact small and medium-sized businesses and farmers. No imports and no exports at those ports until a new deal is reached. The union is asking for a large pay increase for its members and a ban on automation. They say, experts say, for each day of the strike, it will take 3 to 5 days to clear the backlog and resume normal operations. So as we get into week 1, week 2, etc., hopefully they'll be able to get this thing fixed soon. Get a new deal in place. Well, a man who authorities say spent 12 hours camped outside Donald Trump's golf course before Secret Service spotted him with a rifle pleaded not guilty yesterday to federal charges, including attempted assassination. Ryan Wesley Routh appeared briefly in federal court in West Palm Beach days after a grand jury handed out a 5-count indictment stemming from the second attempt on Donald Trump's life. Routh entered the courtroom handcuffed in a tan jumpsuit and waved his hands at reporters gathered to watch the proceedings.
We're like wave to them?
Like, hey, hi, here I am, the star of the show. His lawyers declined to comment after the hearing.
When's his son going to be in court?
I don't know.
You know about him?
I think you told me something about him.
Yeah, because they went and searched all that guy's computers in his house. Well, his son's computer had a bunch of child porn on it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so he's got arrested too.
Oh, golly. All right, we've got some issues in that family. Mm-hmm. Everything is up and running again, but yesterday Verizon suffered a massive outage that affected customers across the country. Now, it's not clear how many people were without service, but we do know in Central Ohio, it just depended on... I don't know. It was so spotty. A ton of people said their phone was in SOS mode all day long yesterday. I have Verizon. I was never in SOS mode. So I guess it just depended on where you were or what phone you have or whatever. But anyway, it reminded me of Lewis complaining justly of AEP not really informing people when their power was going to be coming back on. Verizon did the same thing. They didn't really communicate during the day. And I mean, your phone's a critical device, right? Now in SOS mode, you can call for help. That's it. Otherwise, your phone's a brick. It would only post yesterday that it's aware of a service issue. And then when service was restored, it said, service has been fully restored. If you're still having problems, please restart your device. That's it. So nobody really knew what was going on yesterday, but, people who do business, obviously on their phones, et cetera, and so forth, a little frustrated about the lack of communication.
We got an email from our engineer about it.
Yeah.
That it was down, right? I had no idea. But that's because I'm not a Verizon person. But what happened? Do we know what happened?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no word. No, Verizon hasn't bothered to communicate any of it.
I just wonder if they got hacked.
Russian hackers.
Well, they got you yesterday.
I did.
Oh, we're going to talk about that here soon. Yeah, it's coming up.
That is also, I got to make sure Kelly's done first.
I am done. Those are your 3 things.
Sorry. Lincoln Park on the morning Blitz. It is Thick Rick, Kelly Quinn, and Lewis. 78, humid, some scattered rain here and there. That's what you're looking at today. Good morning, Dave Greenberg. Thanks for checking in. And everybody else on the text wall and listening. Appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Frankenstein Experience. It's Halloween time. Everybody excited?
Yes, I love Halloween so much.
Man, these guys, they do such a great job. You know, I mean, they put on Tecumseh, so you know everything they do down there is outstanding.
Yeah, top notch.
Yeah, it's Sugarloaf, Mountain, which they call Haunted Mountain during this time in Chillicothe, where they do Tecumseh. Runs Thursday through Saturday, starting this Thursday through October 26th. You can get tickets and details at hauntedmountain.org. And these are the ones we're giving away are VIP tickets. Ooh. So you get a show ticket, which comes with a reserved VIP seat in the center of the house. You get free drink, free souvenir mug. You get a special VIP entrance for tomahawk throwing, a timed entrance to the haunted trail, and a VIP goodie bag. So it's pretty good.
Yep. You got to be caller 10 or caller 16. At 800-821-9970, whenever you hear I Am the Bull God by Robert Ritchie, a.k.a. Kid Rock.
Robert Ritchie.
When you hear that.
Be caller 16?
I did see a funny Kid Rock meme yesterday. Someone said Kid Rock now looks like Dr. Phil cosplaying as Kid Rock because of his...
Oh, that's funny.
Which is really funny because if you look at it, you're like, kind of does. Anyway, Kid Rock's what you're listening for when you hear it. 16 at 800-821-9970 will get you into the Frankenstein Experience. Dick Rick's been patrolling bathrooms.
I have not been patrolling bathrooms.
And he's not sure if his bathroom patrol behavior is constituted as rude or not.
Well, some etiquette expert came up with a list of public bathroom rules. And one of them is that you are never supposed to peek under a bathroom stall door to see if someone's in there. Like if you're going into a public restroom, say there's 8 stalls, and if the doors are all closed, you just kind of back up and look to see if there are feet before you go and push a door open, right?
You just need to walk in on someone or have someone walk in on you one time before you start checking.
Right. And so they say, no, that is rude. You should not do that. You should knock politely and ask if anyone is there.
I don't need anyone knocking on my stall. You are welcome to look under.
Is rattling on the door saying, can you hurry it up? We got a crucial situation building here. Is that rude?
No.
So... Lewis told me this is why he always just looks over the stall.
Over the top.
You look over the top. Okay, gotcha.
How's it going down there?
I thought you used the wide stance to let everyone know you're there. You're there, and
that's the secondary option.
Touching the sides of those shoes under there. So they said, I just think that's ridiculous. They say never peek between the cracks in the door. Well, no S. Really, I'm not looking through the crack of the door of the stall to see if somebody...
I am. If I don't feel like bending over and the crack's there, I'm looking through. You better believe it.
See?
You scope it out.
I just need a figure. I just need to see if there's somebody sitting there. I'm not watching what they're doing.
Might be a big stick figure there.
I was listening for sounds. If there's it's like occupied. Got it.
Also, are we not locking the door so nobody can really walk in? But I'm not sticking my head under a stall, but I'm bending down to see if I see feet.
Well, yeah,
Who doesn't do that?
You talk about the locked door. Before I would say anything, if I can't look for feet, I would just slightly push to see if it went in before I'd actually knock on it. Because if somebody's in there, I won't be able to open the door, right? But if nobody's in there, the door will open if I push on it. But then again, I think about if I'm in there and I hear somebody push on the door because they didn't realize they made noise, and I'm going to see their feet walk by, right?
Do you ever raise your feet up? Maybe do an Indian style thing so
nobody can see you. Yeah, nobody's going to know. Nobody
keep really quiet so you can maintain.
Like if you're hiding from a mass murderer,
maintain a level of privacy. Yeah. Didn't see you there, Indian style.
Some of the other rules that this etiquette expert...
You really like to get as much of that toilet seat on your body as possible, don't you?
Dude, well, that's what the neat seat's for.
Oh, my gosh.
Which, some people are good at using the neat seat, others not so much.
No small talk with strangers. I would never talk to a stranger in a bathroom. Don't choose a urinal right next to someone if there's another one available.
What if you're sharing in the stall next door? You're like, Hey, I know you're over there. I'm out of toilet paper. Can you toss a roll over the top? Help a brother out. Please. No.
But yeah, don't use a urinal right next to someone if there's another one available. I didn't know that was a rule, but I've just always done that. I'm not like, if
that
there's...
goes for gym equipment, too.
Yeah.
I mean, if there are 15 treadmills and I'm on one, don't use the one right next to me.
If you're in the 3 stall, if there's 3 urinals next to each other and you're the first one in, it is duty to go to the far left or the far right, leave the middle
duty.
open.
Duty! Yeah, so I wanted to ask everybody, if they have other rules they'd like to add on, or what you think about this whole you're not supposed to look for feet. What?
You do look for feet, and if you are at work and you have a small workplace like we do, and somebody walks in, it's polite to say hello, even if you're in the stall.
Well, that's not
according
a stranger.
to me.
That's not
it's
a
not
stranger.
a stranger. So I won't do it like in the movie theater or something where I don't know people. But if somebody walks in and I'm currently, they're in already, I'll go, hi.
Wait, if you're in a stall?
Yes, ma'am.
With the door
yes,
closed? Somebody walks in, you don't even see them, and you're going to say hi?
I say hi, yeah, all the time. Here at work, I'm talking.
But, I mean, you're in a stall.
That's right.
So you don't know who's walking in.
That's right.
And you still say hi?
I
That's
still
hilarious.
Say hi. It's got to be someone I know, doesn't it?
That's true, you are at work. All right, Blitz Nation, we will back and discuss next. It's the Morning Blitz.
It is.
It's toilet talk.
Oh, it is. It's Dick, Kelly, and Lewis.
All right, Thick had a story. Do
Yes.
you sort of peek under a stall in a public restroom to see if there are feet under there so you don't walk in on someone?
I thought everybody did this, but an etiquette expert says it is rude and disrespectful.
A lot of people have their own bathroom habits. Jason said, I refuse to use the little urinal. I'm over 6 feet tall and not in elementary school anymore. I'll use a stall or the urinal right beside somewhere else before I use the smaller one.
Casey Clifton says, leave your door unlocked to party with friends.
Cassandra says she thinks going number 2 in a public restaurant is rude. I can see you've never had an emergency, Cassandra. Have you ever had emergency out in public? It is absolutely you. I tell you, you will do anything to not have an accident, including going to a public restroom.
That is true. I tend to like home field advantage myself. However, there have been those crucial situations where everything else is out the window. You just got to do what you got to do.
Remember how we talked about like when you go into a Target or somewhere, and all of a sudden it creates this urge to go to the bathroom. Sometimes it's beyond your control, Cassandra.
Yeah.
Beyond your control. You have to use what's there.
Yeah.
They're like Target and TJ Maxx are like the top 2.
Yeah.
That's funny. Carrie said, solution, doorbells on bathroom stalls.
Ding dong.
Can you imagine just sitting there
Yeah.
on the bathroom and all of a sudden?
And Phil said no one from Ohio says Indian style. I raise you the fact that I was born and I am natty proud. And it was Indian style. And I know the kids say crisscross applesauce, too.
Well,
and Kelly said
you're
it's
saying
Native
no
American,
longer politically correct.
Native American style or whatever.
Yeah, I think they changed it to crisscross applesauce, but always growing up, I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, and we always said Indian style.
Always.
But I guess for sensitivity's sake, they don't say that anymore, but everybody knows what you mean, and nobody thinks you're trying to offend anybody when you say it.
That was never the point of it. It was just how you described it.
Fine.
Right.
Sometimes when I'm in the stall, I sit Guardian style just to...
Guardian style.
Just to spice it up a little bit.
Aw, thanks, Popcorn Pam. She said she's going to get me a chandelier for my bathroom.
Oh, that would be nice.
Mike said after using the public restroom, I then move all the toilet paper to the handicap stall. You are an a-hole.
Now there's another one. I know you're not supposed to use the handicap stall, but what if there's no one else in there? Sometimes that bar feels good to help you get back. You know what I mean? Get a little workout in, take some stress off the knees. The handicap bar is your friend.
Oh my gosh. Doug said he walked in on a worker on a job site. He didn't lock the door or anything, and then he laughed.
Okay. So let me get gross for a second.
Oh,
And I wonder
great.
if anybody else has done this. If you have a situation brewing, I find that if you walk around, you can kind of prolong the inevitable a little bit longer. I'm always worried that what if the situation's brewing and my body thinks because I'm sitting in my car seat that I'm sitting on the stall? What if you can't prolong the inevitable? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like
hey,
when you're
sometimes
in,
there's an emergency. Go
you're
ahead.
in an emergency, your body's not confused about whether you're sitting on a toilet or not. Trust me, it's not.
Are you sure?
I am positive. However, sometimes... we're
you're in
talking
the same
about
position.
real critical emergency.
Correct, you're in the same position.
That your body's just like it's ready to go. But I'm telling you, the worst part of it is when you're when you're close to the bathroom. When your brain is like, I'm almost there. Your body's like, well, we're just going to go ahead and start taking care of business, right? That's the worst part. That's the worst part is not the actual emergency, but was when you're about, I don't know, within 50 feet of the bathroom. That's when the extreme emergency starts taking place.
Somebody says if you don't lock the stall and someone walks in on you, you get what you deserve.
Leah said they should put the vacant, not vacant signs on stalls like they do
there
on
you
porch
go.
zones. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. I'm still looking, but...
Doug says, I see your Skechers.
Yeah.
Steve says, I look over the top to see if there's someone in the stall. That's when I realize I'm in the ladies' room and I'm chased out. Oh, Steve.
I'll be honest, if it's a crucial situation and the only thing open is the ladies' room, I'm going in. I'm sorry.
And he says, I always say, come on in if someone knocks.
I will look, and if there's no one in there, occupied, and I will wait until no one's out, and I will Mission Impossible creep back out the front door and hope nobody sees me. I might even do if I get out the ladies' room door, slide closer to the men's room so it looks like I'm coming out of the men's room.
Oh, my gosh. Josh said I've had this happen in a public restroom. They waited right outside my stall door until I was finished.
Oh, God.
That is just creepy, man.
Got to give people their space.
That is just creepy.
I am the Bull God on the Blitz. That was your song to get you into the Frankenstein experience. And congrats to Rick Bell of London. He is doing just that. It's 7:40 with Dick, Kelly, and Lewis on the Morning Blitz. Good morning.
So the PSN network got hacked, huh? I wasn't on yesterday.
I didn't get on either intentionally. I was doing, I got some stuff happening, and I'm kind of farming out some side hustle gigs to someone else. So I was scouring online to increase my business productivity with some necessary additions. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get a text from Fifth Third Bank. In fact, I will read said text to you because at first I was like, okay, whatever, effers, I know how this works. But oh no, this was legit.
Oh, you thought it was a fake text?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was like click the link or whatever. Fifth Third Fraud Department, your card is now, did you try a charge of $145.11 at PlayStation Network on this card? Reply yes or no. So I'm like, I look back and I go, wow, this legitimately is my bank. So I'm like, okay. So I go online and I couldn't see anything popping up in my transactions other than what I had made of that day. So I'm like, that's when I logged into PlayStation. I'm like, did I accidentally have something in my cart and it charged? And so I get in, I try to log into PlayStation Network. I can't get on. I can't log into anything. Like, the game that I was in the middle of is frozen. It won't do anything. I can't get into the PlayStation Store. I can't get into anything. So I'm like, well, that's not good. So I call Fifth Third Bank. Sure enough, like, there was a charge that tried to go through. I said no, I didn't make the charge, so they declined the charge. And then it hit me. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, well, I can't get into PlayStation Network to see if I had something in my cart. And then she's like, did they get hacked? I'm like, that's a great question. And I'm like, but wait a minute. No, it has to be fraudulent because I made PayPal my go-to when it comes to anything in PlayStation Network. So it should have never went through my card anyway. But my problem is my card was still in my PlayStation account.
Oh, man.
So that's how they got. But sure enough, PlayStation Network was down and hacked. And yeah, I don't know if anybody else got charged or not. But now I have no card because I had to block it and wait for a new one.
Oh, you had to cancel that.
Had to cancel
completely. They can't just put it on hold or something.
I could, but I could run the risk, and she went through my other charges. I'm like, I should have 4 charges yesterday, and sure enough, there were 6.
It was still not totally back online as of 2 hours ago. It's PlayStation Network's still not fully back
Is it
online.
really? I believe it.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Yesterday you had the Verizon thing.
Verizon, Spotify on Sunday was down.
Man, I hate this crap. You know,
Russian hackers.
There's so many good things about technology, but then bad people. It's always bad people that take advantage of it.
Or just the fact that we have, 100% of our business is reliant upon internet service.
Yeah. And everything, not just our business.
So it doesn't have to be hackers. It can be anything. Any kind of technological issue is going to completely, railroad us for a day.
Forever, I went to Bank of America because back in, the early 2000s when you still necessarily, needed to deposit stuff all over, I needed a bank that was everywhere, so I opted for Bank of America. But I had so many times where out of nowhere I would get a new credit card or a new debit card in the mail because Bank of America had gotten hacked. And you get so frustrated with, cool, I pay all my bills, they're all attached to these cards online, so they automatically debit. And then all of a sudden you forget what it's attached to, and you have to go back in and switch all of it around or whatever. So I went, after I got hacked, we went to St. Petersburg for a wedding a couple of years ago, and both my debit card and my credit card got hacked on the same trip. And I had nothing. And at that point in time, I had so many things like bills that would just auto pay out of all that stuff. I finally pulled it off and switched everything to my PayPal. So I didn't have this problem, but apparently, you still do. So, and I guess I'm assuming I'm not the only one that got hacked, but I am definitely the current debit cardless.
Oh, man. Jay just texted in and reminded it was years ago that the PlayStation Network got hacked, and it was down for 2 months.
2 months?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Ooh. Wow.
It was terrible.
Brian said, I recently thought either my Xbox account or got hacked or my debit card was stolen. There was almost $1,000 worth of Xbox purchases made on my account a month later. Ended up finding out it was my 7-year-old who bought himself a ton of V-Bucks for Fortnite and some games.
Oh,
and
man.
Yeah, I found out the one I got annoyed in St. Petersburg because my list of charges spanned from over the course of 3 hours, I went to lunch in San Francisco, went shopping in Chicago, went someplace else in Texas, and then someplace else in, Pennsylvania. And I'm like, nobody thought that was kind of strange? And nothing worse than waking up on vacation at 7:30 when the bank is calling you for fraudulent reasons. But I'm like, nobody thought this was strange after the first one because I informed them I was traveling to Tampa, so I didn't get flagged or whatever. But you didn't think when I informed you that I was traveling to Tampa that all of a sudden I had lunch in San Francisco the same day? That's kind of odd, but yeah, it is what it is. So we want to know how you've been hacked. Tell us a story about how you've been hacked. You can text us at 99700. You can let us know on the Facebook wall. Give us a good hack story. The Jester, Bad Flower, 749. Thick, Kelly, and Lewis on the Morning Blitz. Asking you to tell us about a time you were hacked. Hacked. Russian hackers. Zing me. What?
Jay says, Lewis, that is the whitest thing I ever heard. Who the hell calls their credit card company to let them know they're going out of town?
I'm traveling. I'm traveling now. Please be advised.
I took the boy to Louder Than Life back in 2019. First time he'd ever been to Louder Than Life. I took him there. Mind you, I made charges all over the place. $145 worth of merch, food, everything else. Except the boy got a headache, and I had to take him into Louisville, and we stopped at a Walgreens so I could buy him a bottle of Tylenol, and I had the embarrassment of being declined in the store because the bank blocked my card and asked me about fraudulent activity, so I had to call them and say that it was me. But I'm like, the $80 of food didn't get you. The $145 worth of merch didn't do anything for you, but the $8 bottle of Tylenol, that's what did it in. Thanks a pant load.
Kelsey said, had my card hacked once years ago. They tried to use it, declined because I was broke. Got him.
Chris said my bank account got hacked right at the height of COVID. My first day after getting furloughed from work, I get a call from the bank saying my account was hacked. That's gotta suck. And he said that it was frozen in place because the fraud was detected, but the banks were all closed for in-person. I had to work with the bank manager to come in and meet in the parking lot so I could get a new card like it was a drug deal.
Oh, man.
Faith says my wallet got stolen out of my car and the thieves went to Speedway and tried to buy $1,800 worth of gift cards off my child support card.
Oh, jeez.
Luckily, it didn't go through.
We had text. I was visiting my friends in upstate New York when I woke up to $450 in charges, all back-to-back at Lowe's.
Ouch. Brian said my card info was lifted from a gas station pump in New Jersey. I was getting ready to move to Ohio. They took almost $1,000 and bought airline tickets. I had to delay my move almost a month to get my money back. Brian, that's how I got nailed in Tampa. It was literally, I used my credit card to put gas in the rental car, and I used my debit card at the same gas station to buy Lauren and I food and something to drink. And both of them got zinged.
This person's coming to your defense about going on vacation, calling your credit card. This person said, I told the credit card company when I went to visit Canada. That makes sense to me, going out of the country, I guess.
If you're going to like Jamaica, they're going to start seeing some charges all of a sudden in Jamaica. That way they know.
You don't want your card frozen.
That does make sense.
Mark said the same thing. You're supposed to call and let them know. I thought you were supposed to do that. So thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But
I mean, you still sound bougie. But
I mean, usually, I feel bad for the person who steals my card. You're not going to get very far. What do you mean I got declined for this value deal? Shouldn't have supersized it, dude.
Nobody read Brian's New Jersey text.
Yes, I did. Thanks for paying attention.
I thought I heard it. In my head, I'm like, I know I heard him say this.
Hey, hang on. Sure. I'm pretty sure he got zinged at a gas pump in New Jersey and had to delay his
$1,000. Yeah. Jay says he thinks you run up your credit card and then call the company and say it got hacked.
That's a great idea. Can you do that? None of these charges were mine. Sir.
$500 at Marco's Pizza in Mansfield.
$500.
Wow. It happened to John Lowe. He said they got my card info and made numerous transactions of $500 at Marco's Pizza. Somebody really likes that pizza, man. I'd like to try it now.
Mike said, my identity was stolen once. It was returned with a 3-page apology and a blessing from the Pope. Yeah, normally if somebody steals my card, I'm like, feel sorry for that guy.
Doug says, usually I have my servants make calls like this, but I will be traveling abroad. Please be aware and send someone to tend to my custom Davenport.
Yeah.
Thomas Sawyer Jr. says, I got a call from the bank for fraud saying my charge came in a resort in Russia for $5,000. He said, I've never been further than Kentucky.
Denise said, I was the one with one credit union. They told me to let them know when I was going if I was traveling to other states. I have a new credit union that doesn't care one way or the other if I let them know or not, which I think every bank should know when you're going out of town so your card doesn't get frozen. That's it. You know, I've got card fraudulent charges before, too. Sir, we know you're traveling and we see some charges at Motel 6. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, never mind. Cheaping it, huh? Yeah.
Did you buy circus peanuts at the get-go?
Exactly. So we didn't think anybody could possibly eat this much gas station food. It's cheaper than a real restaurant. It's Taco Tuesday, and I love a good tornado.
Jeff wants Thick to know that Marco's Pizza is good AF.
I believe it.
It is good.
But $500 is a lot of good.
And you stole it to get it.
Right?
It must be good.
Somebody tried to spend $8,500 on Mike's card out of California.
Oh, jewelry.
$8,500 in jewelry.
Yeah. Man, that's so messed up. What do we do? I mean,
nothing.
Just like,
don't you think the banks do a great job in catching this stuff?
Like, yeah,
I do.
I mean, they contacted you. Why that charge? I mean, we charge stuff all the time, right? We pay for stuff with these cards all the time. Why did they call you about that charge?
I don't know. But I'll tell you what. Let me tell you, I lived like a savage this morning. I had to stop at the pump, go in, and prepay with cash.
And they took it?
To fill my Jeep.
Yeah, you should have canceled your card.
And not only that, but I had to wait in line behind all the dudes who do real jobs for a living that were loading up on their 7 energy drinks to get them through the morning. Like, I had to wait through that line of 5 people, and then I felt so like $50 on pump 5. You're prepaying, sir? Yeah, can you announce it to everybody to let them know?
Adam said one time I paid the door fee at a strip club. The bank called my wife wanting to know if we made those transactions. I got in trouble for that one.
That's worse than getting hacked.
Absolutely.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Workers at ports from Maine to Texas are hitting the picket lines in what could be the most disruptive walkout to the U.S. economy in decades. It could stop the flow of household goods, clothing, toys, cars, and just about anything you can imagine right before the holidays kick off. The International Longshoremen's Association made good on their vow to walk out unless a new contract was agreed to. J.P. Morgan says that the cost to the country could be roughly $5 billion a day. The White House says it will not invoke its legal powers to intervene. Soldiers with the Ohio National Guard are in North Carolina as the aftermath of Hurricane Helene continues to impact the area. Governor DeWine yesterday activated a cargo helicopter team based in North Canton to assist with the recovery efforts, and Ohio Task Force 1 has now been moved from Florida to North Carolina. Well, effective immediately, the Westerville City School Board has voted to no longer allow students to miss school in favor of religious instruction during the school day. This religious absence policy has been in place since 2009, but the school board held a special meeting last night during which hundreds of people on both sides of the issue showed up, and public comment lasted nearly 2.5 hours. At the heart of the issue, LifeWise Academy, which offers an optional Bible program for students. With parental permission, LifeWise has been teaching students Bible classes during their lunch and recess hours. Those for the continuation of LifeWise Academy say they've been able to work very well within the district for the last 2 years, with hundreds of kids in attendance, again with their parents' permission. Those against LifeWise say it's a major disruption during the school day and causes a divide among students who attend the program and those who don't. All but one school board member voted to end the program effective immediately. LifeWise, if you didn't know, offers this optional Bible program in other school districts. They're based in Hilliard. They offer this in Hilliard, Dublin, Olentangy, Worthington, New Albany, Whitehall, Upper Arlington, Columbus City, etc. So anyway, yeah, no more in Westerville. They voted it down.
It causes a divide?
I don't know. There are people who have a real... they're really angry about this LifeWise Academy in operation. Real angry.
Why
you just check out the
care?
Columbus Reddit. They are real hot over it.
Why?
No,
Why?
I
Why
don't
do you
know
care?
why. But they do.
It's not your kid. It's not your kid. Why do you care? I don't get it.
Yeah, and the disruption is odd to me, the disruption argument, because it happens during lunch and during recess. So those aren't classes, but what I guess the parents who are for wearing red T-shirts last night, the ones who were against were wearing black T-shirts, and I don't know. There's a real. It seems to me as though those for and against are creating the divide, not necessarily the children, but who knows, guys? I don't know. You know, I do think that it.
I mean, this is like if you don't like a TV show, you want it canceled and removed so nobody can watch it. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, you're creating a divide between people who like the show and people who don't like the show.
I mean,
but
it's
according to the Ohio Revised Code, if a student has, basically it says a student enrolled in public school may engage in religious expression before, during, and after school hours in the same manner and to the same extent that a student is permitted to engage in secular activities or expression before, during, and after school. So you can't just cut out the religious stuff because it's religious.
Right.
Yeah, you are allowed to do that, but like I said, people have a real attitude about LifeWise Academy. They don't like it at all. And I do think it has to do with...
Don't send your kids there. Who cares?
Right. You know, it'd be the same thing about really putting up a stink for letting Muslim children do their prayers.
Right.
You know,
same thing.
You've got to allow for people who have...
Yeah.
You know.
It's their life. It's what they raised that way, whatever.
And you don't just recruit children, nobody's recruiting your kids to come in. You have to give permission.
Yeah.
As a parent. But yeah, they don't like it. And they got their way there in Westerville last night. And those are your three things.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers, 810 Morning Blitz, Dick, Kelly, and Lewis. Tom Segura tickets up for grabs today. If you want them, you got to be caller 16, 800-821-9970. Song you're listening for this hour, Down with the Sickness, Disturbed. When you hear it between now and 9, that is your cue to call.
I just wanted to remind everybody we are now, when we do this, we wait 90 seconds before we start taking the calls so that people listening online who are in delay can get in on it.
Being kind.
Doing that with everything now.
All right.
Well, it's the way to do it.
What do you got there, Thick?
So you guys remember Cocaine Bear?
Yes.
I watched the trailer for this thing.
It was the one movie that you were, for whatever reason, dying to see in the theater.
I thought it was going to be great. Now, there's still people, whenever I say I thought it was just, they blew it, they really let me down. There are still people who text and thought it was great. Cocaine Bear, for whatever reason. But we got a new one now. What happens when a raccoon comes upon some crack that some crackheads tossed out of their car while being chased by police? Well, then you have Crackoon.
What the hell is that?
It's probably a bear or something.
It ain't no bear. I think I know what it is.
I am telling you, it's a killer raccoon, okay?
I watched the trailer. It's so funny.
Yeah, you'll have to watch it.
No, I'm not going to the theater for this thing. I'll wait till it's streaming. No, I don't have to go to
Are
the
you
theater.
sure?
Yeah,
There's a movie we got to see.
There's no way. I dragged her to Cocaine Bear, and she's still mad at me for that.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, she should be. I'm mad at myself. I can't believe I went to the theater to see that. But
that's the one. Can we just leave?
Oh, no. We stayed till the end.
It's only been 7 minutes. I know.
We stayed till the end. Crackoon. I do advise you to watch the trailer. It's just because for the comedy.
Yeah, but I mean, they created Sharknado. So if Sharknado is a thing, why would Crackoon not be a thing?
Are we going to end up with Coon Week? Is that going to happen?
On the Discovery Channel? You never know.
This thing is so funny looking, man. I mean, and it's so fake looking, you know.
Oh, they didn't use a real raccoon to be an actor?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it is.
Surprised they didn't spring for the top-of-the-line CGI for an extravagant movie such as this.
Rocket would never.
No.
Yeah. Rocket would not.
Well, I don't know, though. You know, what would Rocket do if Rocket got, accidentally ate crack? That's what happens.
I think he'd just go in his little cave area and chill until it's all over.
Don't taint the touching story of Rocket Raccoon with Crackoon.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time for another edition of Normal or No.
It's 8:23. Kelly Quinn. I'm Lewis. He's Thick Rick. Normal or nope? Which of you two would like to engage first?
A Crackoon.
No.
JC said he said thanks. He just bought it to watch later. I didn't even know it was available to stream already.
Okay.
I can go first.
Okay.
All right. I do this. I can understand why. I don't know. I guess I kind of understand why some people think it might be weird. But when you hear and I definitely do it with people I know. But if you hear a random person sneeze, if I'm close to a person in public and I hear somebody sneeze, I don't know. I just react and say, bless you. That's a complete stranger.
Yeah.
I do. You do too?
It depends on if I'm in a good mood. If I'm in a good mood, I'll absolutely shout out of bless you.
Yeah, but some people think it's weird because you don't know them.
The person.
But they sneezed, and that deserves a bless you.
Do you know where the concept of saying bless you came from?
Yeah, because you think you sneezed your soul out of your body.
Oh, is that right?
And your heart stops for a second. So it's bless you is because you lived through it.
Oh, well, what's Gesundheit?
That's German for...
Is that German for bless you?
Yeah.
Are you positive that's what it means?
No, we don't speak German.
I don't either. I don't know. But yeah, so I do it. I don't know. I guess I'm weird.
Gesundheit, used to wish good health to a person who has just sneezed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's the same as bless you, kind of?
Pretty much. I mean, it's just something you say to somebody after they sneeze. But I don't know. I guess I never thought it was weird, but now I'm wondering, Maybe I need to rethink that.
I saw someone have this discussion on Reddit, and they're like,
oh, really?
I don't believe in God, so I don't appreciate the bless you. Like, okay, buddy.
Well, that's for the people that don't say Merry Christmas. You say Happy Holidays. Whatever. If you're offended by someone telling you Merry Christmas, you have
Yeah, to be nice. You don't have to say it back, but this somebody's being nice to you. Oh, the horror of it all.
Would you rather them just go, F you?
Right? Maybe somebody would. I don't know.
F you, too!
Remember on Seinfeld, they said they wanted, when you sneezed, instead of saying bless you, you're supposed to say, you are so good looking. They said that would mean more to them.
Oh, good.
That was a Seinfeld thing, though. You are so good looking.
So
I'd like that, too.
What if that happens and it's an ugly person that sneezes? You want to lie to him?
Then you say bless you.
Well,
or gesundheit.
Why didn't you tell me I'm so good looking?
Because you're not.
No reason.
Oh, my gosh. Maybe I'll just start saying gesundheit.
Okay. You do what makes you feel comfortable.
I'm going to start saying God bless you to really anger some people. I'm going to do the full phrase.
Go walk around Westerville and do that.
Remember, even though you are an awful person and a scourge on humanity, Jesus loves you.
Nikki Newland says, I will say bless you every single time. Thank you, Nikki. If Nikki does it, then I feel like I'm okay.
All right, well, I've got a normal or no, but biting string cheese stick instead of pulling it apart.
Savage!
I do not have time to pull apart a string cheese stick. I will never eat. Really, I won't buy one. I mean, I'm not interested in it, but if I had it and ate one, it was because I was hungry. And for me, eating is getting from point A, which is hungry, to point B, which is full. I don't care about enjoying something. I don't care about drawing it out. I just don't want to feel hungry anymore. So that's typically my reason for eating. I don't have time for your string cheese.
I would probably bite it if I were just eating the string cheese. However, there have been crucial situations where I've needed a slice of cheese for my sandwich and we haven't had any, so I've strung that cheese into strands and created a slice.
Oh, look at you.
Well, that makes
okay.
sense.
I can see that.
I think people buy string cheese because they want to eat it that way. What other reason is there? Because if you just wanted to eat cheese solid, you buy a block of cheese.
No, it's so
or cheese
much,
cubes.
You look so much less like a glutton eating a bite of a cheese stick than you
You're
do
right.
gnawing on a block of cheddar.
Right. That is the truth.
I mean, my 20-month-old granddaughter likes to eat it by the string.
Okay.
You know,
and that's wrong.
No, it's fine. That's what I'm saying. I think people just like to eat it that way. I don't know any other reason to buy it.
There is cheese packaged for individual consumption. That is Baby Bell and string cheese. Those are the only two acceptable ways of eating cheese in public by yourself. You cannot bring out a block of cheddar and start gnawing it in public.
Exactly.
That's not done.
Okay, but you can buy cubed
or cubed
chunks.
Yes,
you can buy it already,
yes.
or you can cube it yourself.
That's acceptable.
Yeah. Right. We can talk about all different ways to cut into a block of cheese to make it acceptable, but you can't just grab the block and start gnawing on it.
I don't do that. I would never do that.
I mean, you could do it in private, which I might do in private. I'm not doing it in front of anybody.
Okay.
I just need to get full. That's all I'm saying, folks. All right. What about you, Lewis?
All right. So, when it comes to hotels, okay, I never have housekeeping at a hotel if I'm there for multiple nights, because I don't want to mess with my stuff when I'm not there. If I know I'm checking into a hotel for like 2 or 3 days, first thing that's happening, do not disturb sign going on the door.
Now, I will say that the last time, and it's been a while, that we were on vacation and got a hotel room, they do not do daily service unless you request it. Now, if you're in a multi-day stay, that they won't do a daily service unless you tell them I want daily service. Like, you don't even need to use the do not disturb sign.
See, I always get the daily service. I don't need, if I need new towels, I'll some towels.
Yeah.
Or have them sent up when I'm there. I don't,
Yeah, I was kind of like, nobody made my bed today. What's up with that? And then I guess you have to request it now in certain hotels.
I also don't necessarily want them to see the webcam up on the thing.
Okay. Now, you said if you're staying multiple days, does that mean... Well, yeah, I guess if you're only staying one night, you're gone when they come in.
Yeah,
right?
I can care less on one night. But if it's but if it's a multiple stay, the other thing too is I don't know what part of the wing they're doing first, so I don't want that 7 a.m. if I don't have to get up at 7 a.m.
Yeah, it is weird to think about somebody in your room with your stuff and you're not in there. It is kind of weird.
Yeah,
yeah. So I would say that's normal.
Yeah, do not disturb.
Jamie MF and Bias says yes to bless you, no to biting string cheese.
Okay.
So there you go.
Oh, Mike says, I eat block cheese like a candy bar. No BS. I'll take a pic tonight and send it to you so you can see all the bite marks.
Trust you. Don't need the visual. I got it.
I do. Send the picture.
Yeah, send the picture. That's your normal or nope.
That's Disturbed on the Morning Blitz. Down with the Sickness. 8:39 thick. Kelly Lewis, congratulations. That was the song you were listening for Tom Segura tickets.
Eric Tainer from Mount Sterling got him.
Nice job. All right.
So what's going on in Grove City?
So I saw this on Reddit yesterday, and I know Kelly is the Reddit queen, so I asked if she... Were you here when I saw this?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is on Reddit. There was a small local pride festival the other day in Grove City. And a group of Nazis showed up.
Oh, jeez.
Shouting homophobic slurs through a megaphone. And all wearing their, what looked to be Spider-Man hoodies and Spider-Man masks with sunglasses, black boots, carrying flags, and only one of them had their face shown. They had the red and black color scheme going. And there have been several comments on Reddit. Like somebody said, nothing like wearing your Spider-Man PJs out with your bros on a Saturday, I guess.
Jeez. So there's no telling where they came from.
Right.
I mean, this is... Why do you care? I mean, you really care. I mean, you got to be bored. You're so bored.
Here's what I don't understand. And you do see this at a lot of Pride. The Aryan Nation gets represented at several Pride events. What I don't understand, if you are so proud of your stance on things, why are you afraid to show your face?
Yeah.
If you speak that strongly about it, that you're going to give up your time and go to Grove City on a Saturday so you can protest a small gathering, does that not constitute being bold enough to let everybody know who you are? Again,
no, they're cowards.
There are people all over the place that if you are supporting the Harris Waltz side of the ticket, you sport your Harris Waltz t-shirt. I've seen a lot of Make America Great Again hats.
Sure.
So if you are proud enough in your stance, why are you not brave enough to let everybody know what your stance is? If you're that passionate about it, why are you hiding your face?
Coward.
Yeah, it does bring it brings a whole sense of weakness with it.
Right?
I'm not strong enough to stand up for this particular stance.
Exactly. Our brotherhood is strong. Apparently not. Because you're too spineless to let anybody know who you are.
The fact that you can cobble together more than one person with the same stance is unbelievable to me. I just don't... I can't fathom that this is a thing, but obviously it is a thing. I guess you can go out and exercise your free speech rights, but you cannot exercise any rights against other people, against having to pay the consequences for it. That's the thing, is that you're not brave enough to face the consequences.
Right.
Because you know that your opinion is gross, right? You know your opinion is hateful. And the fact that people take time out of their precious day to march for something that's basically, we hate you. We hate you, and we're going to take our time to march for that. I don't know. You cannot agree with somebody, and you don't have to go out there and march against them.
That's what I mean.
But if you do choose to do that, we should be able to know who you are.
Right. That's I hate you. I don't want you here, but I don't want you to know who I am.
It's just like the story you did about the Westerville schools. I mean, whether it's like we're going to make all this fuss because we don't like the way the people in the Pride March live in Westerville. Well, we don't like that your kids are going to Bible school. I mean,
but the thing is, in Westerville,
I got better things to do than work. It's what people want to do with their lives. This is was freedom. It's freedom. It's my freedom of choice. I can do this because of my freedom. Well, and they can be that because of their freedom.
Yeah, so the difference in Westerville is one side didn't show up wearing masks.
Right.
They both were adults.
Yes.
And they had a bunch of public comment, 2.5 hours worth of public comment. A decision was made against LifeWise, and everybody went home. I mean, that's it. You accept the decision. You go up, you say your piece, you state your piece, and you accept your decision. This way, there are a bunch of straggling cowards that come to, you may not agree with the lifestyle or whatever it is, but you have decided to take your day over the weekend, last weekend, and put a mask on because you're too much of a P-word to stand up for what you believe, and you go disrupt somebody else's parade. Whatever. I don't care what you believe. I do not understand using your time like that.
From the pictures on Reddit, the only one that didn't was the leader with the baseball hat.
Who was this person?
Suit and tie. I don't know. He
Man,
had the
I'd love to
he
see
had
that.
the megaphone and didn't wear a mask. But everybody else, they sported their Nazi flags with pride and wore their masks and gloves. Like, I mean, the one guy, I hope nobody realizes he didn't have his glove all the way pulled down. You can see his white skin underneath of his hoodie.
Really?
So.
Matt says, I would venture to say that those weren't true Aryan Nation Brotherhood because people at the Pride Festival, because they would show their face because they aren't scared. It seems more like a setup for the media. Which, I mean, nothing surprises me.
Mike said they believe in what they're marching about, but they just don't want to lose their jobs.
Well,
then maybe you shouldn't march about it.
Because, if you're recognized as one of them, you could get canceled.
I mean, one thing to keep in mind, and is not support of Nazism in any way, that's gross, but I would say that there are a lot of beliefs out there.
Yeah.
And if you start taking away people's rights to
Their belief,
one day they're coming for you.
Yeah.
So you just let the fools do their thing and ignore. That's all you can do.
7 Essence on the Blitz. Morning. Thick, Kelly and Lewis talking about the Grove City thing.
Well, you stirred up something.
I did. Well, but I mean, here's the thing, and Matt said something maybe about the media, but if I did not tell you that Reddit was filled with pictures of a group of Nazis that shouted obscenities and hate speech at a small gathering of a pride parade in Grove City, would you have even known there was a small pride parade in Grove City?
Did they know they're late, that was supposed to go down in June? Maybe they had to postpone for something.
I don't know.
JD Marie said the messed up thing about it all, be it negative or positive, they're still getting attention because of it, which is the worst thing you can give them. And maybe JD's right.
You know, the weird thing to me about the whole thing is you may have your beliefs and it may come up against somebody else's beliefs, and you may feel so strongly about it you want to go out and march or protest. To do it under the Nazi banner, to me, is absolutely the wildest, most disgusting thing I can think of.
A lot of people asking if it's the same group that's in Springfield. Don't know that. Like
Probably.
I said, these guys just hid their faces. But here's my thing, too, for the people who go, they probably don't want to lose their job. If you're doing something that might be considered worthy of losing your job, perhaps that's where one should maybe, I don't know, reflect on what one is doing and seeing if maybe what one is doing is actually right. Just a thought. Throwing that out there. So I don't know. And somebody else said, heard you say it, but I don't show my Harris support after my family was threatened. I hate them both, so I don't show my support for either one of them.
No, but we should not be threatening each other, should we?
Right, that's
for
the thing.
our political beliefs and all that.
Political violence is ridiculous. I mean, especially for most of those people don't care about us anyway, and you're all going to go fight with each other over them.
I was having a discussion with a friend of mine. He worked on the Trump campaign in 2020. He knows I hate everybody in Washington, whether they're on the blue side or the red side. Yet him and I can still have very healthy conversations and not walk away hating each other.
Well, some people just they want to, I don't know if they want control or what. They just want to force everything on people, and it's like, I'm just always live and let live, man. If what you do is I'm so against it that I don't like you, then we just don't have to be friends. You know.
And if you want to protest something, I would never do it under the Nazi banner.
Yeah,
that is really weird, man. That's really weird. You've got to understand that you are not right. You're not right in the head if you're doing that.
Well, and again, I've never seen hatred for anything cause change.
Exactly. That's a great point.
You know, all it does is create more hatred.
Yes. Yeah, it does.
So not necessarily fixing anything, but it just was one of those things where I literally was just scrolling through Reddit yesterday. And I'm like, what in the ever-living hell? And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, okay.
Matt says he's got one question. He wants to know if they're eating the cats in Grove City.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
There's a whole dance to that now. I hope
is
you know.
there really?
Yeah, they're eating. No, they do like the eating a bowl.
But if you're eating,
okay.
If you're eating the dogs and you're eating the cats and a hairball gets in the way, do you huck Tua afterwards?
Oh no, he had to. He had to do it. Right.
Anyway, so yeah.
That's what you do when you want to get that hairball out.
That's what I'm saying. It's a possibility. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but I guess a couple people said that it was on the news this morning, so it's not just us giving it attention, it's somebody else as well, but it's just one of those things.
Scooped the news.
Maybe.
Because we were talking about it yesterday.
We were talking about it yesterday.
Right after the show.
Yeah. Anyway.
Mike said, down with the machine. Anarchy. Woohoo!
You know, to quote Rodney King, excuse me, can't we all just get along?
Oh, no, you did not.
I did.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Dock workers at ports from Maine to Texas began walking picket lines early this morning in a strike over wages and automation that could reignite inflation and cause shortages of goods if it goes on for more than a few weeks. The contract between the ports and about 45,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association expired at midnight. And even though progress was reported in talks yesterday, it was not enough. The strike affects 36 ports, and it's, like I said, from Maine to Texas, and it is the first by this particular union since 1977. Supply chain experts say consumers won't see an immediate impact from the strike because most retailers are really stocked up on goods. Now, they all knew this was coming, likely, right. So doing, just ordering in advance and all that. So they're good for now. But if this strike goes on for more than a few weeks, a work stoppage would significantly snarl the nation's supply chain, potentially leading to higher prices and delays in goods reaching households and businesses, particularly in the holiday season that's upcoming.
Question. You said that the White House won't get involved?
They won't.
Is there anything they could do?
Yes, there is. I think the Bush administration did once. You can demand that the ports reopen. Yeah.
Well, why won't they?
I don't know. I think, that's dicey work, especially when you want the union support with your re-election campaign. It's a little dicey to go up against a union strike.
So it becomes political. Yay.
Yeah, so at least that would be the purpose of not getting involved right now.
I saw JCPenney last week already had Christmas stuff out, so they must have got their supply.
They got their supply in early, yeah. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz go head-to-head tonight in the only scheduled debate between the candidates for vice president. The 90-minute debate starts at 9 p.m. It's being held in the CBS Broadcast Center in New York City. Microphones will stay open during the entirety of the debate unless the moderators deem it necessary to turn them off to get back control of the debate. There will be no studio audience tonight.
What's the over-under on how long those stay on?
Hopefully they'll just stay on.
No,
here's the thing. If I'm Nora O'Donnell and I'm one of the there are 2 moderators. I forget who the second one is. Somebody from Face the Nation, I think.
It's the host of Face the Nation. Okay. And I can't remember her name.
So I'm thinking I do not want to turn off the mic because then I'll be accused of being biased.
Well, of course.
So I'm letting those mics stay open unless it's absolutely gone off the rails so long that nobody would debate that it was necessary to turn off the mic.
As soon as the first question happens, I'm turning them off.
Well, I just wish they would debate for real instead of all of these pre-screened questions and their prepared talking points, because that's what they all do. Just let each one of them turn the mic off of one while the other one talks a minute, and just keep going back and forth. 1 minute for each side.
Or just say immigration, go.
Well, no, don't even say a topic. Just let them go back and forth. 1 minute each to say whatever they want to each other and ask each other whatever they want. Because that's really what a debate really is. It's like you and I sitting here debating something.
Right, but we have a topic to debate. We don't just start going off.
Well, sure. And okay, you can do that. That's fine. You can throw out border. You can throw out economy. You can throw out, Israel, whatever. Throw it out there.
Yeah, I don't need to just hear you go off. I need to know what your position is on certain things.
And you should be each person should be asking the other. Okay, so this you say you're going to do this. How are you going to do it? And then just keep going back and forth.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That would be a real debate.
Well, moving on here, like I said, I guess we're stalking Dave Grohl now because Page 6 said that Dave Grohl was spotted shopping for Halloween decorations with one of his daughters in the first sighting since he announced he had a love child. Dave Grohl was indeed spotted leaving a Spirit Halloween with his 10-year-old daughter in Los Angeles. He loaded a cart full of decorations, including 2 large skeletons, into the back of his pickup truck, returned his cart like a good citizen, and left the parking lot. Of course, we heard over the weekend that the Foo Fighters announced the band is taking a hiatus to spend time with family and regroup. Who would have known an announcement about a love child would have caused such a trouble with the band being able to perform?
He's buying that ray gun Halloween costume.
Oh, could be. Those are your 3 things.